You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
And good morning. Welcome back. It's Monday, February 26th, winding down the month. It always ends so abruptly in February.
Right. It seems like a short month because it is a little bit, but it really does. This month has kind of flown by a little bit. Thanks for waking up and joining us this morning.
Yeah, something for everybody in the weather, John Scalzi teases us for this week.
He swears.
Yeah, what do you got?
Is my effervescence a little overwhelming?
No, it's good. It's giving us some energy this Monday morning.
Good. Okay, good. Everybody's going to be happy about the weather forecast this week because there's going to be cool weather, there's going to be warm weather. As we end up the month, I think it'll probably be, it's going to be, there's no doubt about it, the warmest February on record ever. Shattering, in fact, all records. Not only just a little bit above, but I mean just shattering the records. So the warm weather trend continues again for us today. The Cortez Bridge webcam showing some pretty nice conditions out there. There's no visibility problem, so fog not an issue for the morning commute, that's for sure. Cooper in central Sarasota coming in with 69 degrees. Becky and Old Mayaca coming in with 60. Al, who is in Northport, comes in with 65. There's no rain in the morning forecast. Absolutely quiet, so the morning commute looks great with absolutely no weather issues. It'll be in the upper 60s to low 70s for your commute to work, and on your return home, low 80s to upper 70s. So a very beautiful day shaping up for us. Big changes down the road a few days. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
Then, thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now. We'll see some problems on 70, State Road 70 in the eastbound lane as you head toward I-75, otherwise pretty clear in Manatee County. Checking farther south, you'll see on Clark Road some issues in the eastbound lane around where it becomes Stickney Point. Also out toward Honore and Palmer Ranch. South County, though, mostly clear at 6:02 right now, Monday morning. Here is a live picture of what's usually a very busy spot during the day. 41 in Bee Ridge, very congested spot, but right now is your chance to sail through there.
Yes, get out quick. You can go fast. But just be careful of that red light camera, according to Ray Collins.
Yes, sadly. 6:02 right now.
Well, this morning, students who attend one Sarasota Catholic school are staying home. This comes after the Suncoast sees another school threat.
This one happened at Cardinal Mooney High School on Fruitville Road near McIntosh. Our Marla Spence is there live now with the story. Marla.
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, a handful of schools on the Suncoast have seen threats within the past few weeks following the deadly school shooting in Parkland today. Cardinal Mooney Catholic High School, these gates will remain locked after a message surfaced online threatening to shoot up the school. According to a parent who reached out to ABC7, they tell us that that message was seen in a group chat and on social media. On Snapchat, the superintendent of Catholic schools released an email around 10:45 last night alerting parents that the school would be closed and all after-school activities would also be canceled. Also in that email, parents were told that this situation is being evaluated and more information regarding when school will be opening and if school will open tomorrow, when that will be. Once we find out the latest, we will bring you that information. So far, we're not sure who that student is, and we're not too sure what actually sparked that social media threat, but we will bring you the latest once we learn more information. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla, for the latest on this story and breaking news and the forecast. Check out our app. It's under WWSB or My Suncoast. This week, students and staff members at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School are going back to class as the shooting investigation continues there. Students returned to campus yesterday to pick up their items they dropped in a panic during the shooting rampage on February 14th. This open house helped ease some of the tensions that's been brewing since that day when 17 people were killed. Teachers and faculty will return to work today and tomorrow, and students head back to class on Wednesday. Stephanie?
Well, President Trump says a deadly mass shooting at a Florida high school is the top issue that he wants to discuss with the nation's governors. Now, Trump plans to solicit input from the state chiefs executives during meetings today that he's going to be having at the White House. ABC's Tara Palmieri explains just how this is going to work.
Overnight, President Trump at a gala with the nation's governors vowed to tackle the politically divisive issue of gun control.
That will be one of the subjects, and I think we'll make that first on our list because we have to end our country of what's happening with respect to that subject.
The president, who touted his Second Amendment credentials on the campaign trail, is now putting pressure on the NRA. Following the deadly Parkland High School shooting, he proposed banning bump stocks, raising the purchasing age for semi-automatic weapons, and tougher background checks. The NRA disagrees with these proposals.
Let me just say the position is you do not want to raise the age.
That's what the NRA came out and said. That's correct.
President Trump will likely face resistance from members of his own party.
On the idea of raising the age on assault weapons from 18 to 21, are you personally supportive of that?
I'm very skeptical about that because the vast majority of 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds are law-abiding citizens who aren't a threat to anyone.
The president also doubling down on his support for arming selected teachers, telling Fox.
And if they had concealed permits, you wouldn't have this problem today.
It's an idea his own daughter questions, telling NBC.
To be honest, I don't know. Obviously, there would have to be an incredibly high standard for who would be able to bear arms in our school.
While President Trump has vowed to take action on gun control, neither House Speaker Paul Ryan nor Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell have publicly called for legislation. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
The number of companies cutting business ties with the National Rifle Association is climbing. Delta and United Airlines will no longer offer flight discounts to NRA members. Several rental car companies, including Enterprise, Hertz, and Avis, they've all said that they are ending their discount programs with the NRA. And insurance giant MetLife will no longer offer home and auto policy discounts to the group. In a statement, the NRA accuses those companies of trying to punish its members as a result of what happened in Parkland.
Governor Scott and House and Senate leaders have released proposals in response to the shootings in Broward County. Some of those include raising the minimum age to buy a firearm to 21, spending $500 million on school mental health programs, strengthening school security, and allowing teachers to carry concealed weapons in classrooms.
Now, what's not in these proposals? An outright ban on semi-automatic rifles like the type of the weapon that was used at Marjory Stoneman Douglas. Democrats are insistent that any proposal should include this, but right now Republican leaders are not going along.
The rush to address the Parkland shootings has distracted lawmakers from one thing they have to do, and that is pass a budget. Still, leaders insist they are close to a spending plan, even if they have to shift priorities around to pay for the proposed school safety measures.
Well, hockey is bringing the community of Parkland closer together. Just 11 days after Stoneman Douglas High School was hit by a shooter, the school's hockey team played for the state championship. Players say the emotions from that day turned into a passion for their sport. Hockey became their escape, and after winning the state title against Tampa Jesuit, they hope it can be a glimmer of light and some inspiration for others.
Last week and a half has been rough. Hockey's just kind of takes away all the pain and all the thoughts. Just kind of get away and just play. We came here to win. That's what we did.
I was just glad to be alive, and I live for them now.
The Eagles scored 7 goals in that victory, and goalie Nathan Shields had a remarkable 46 saves during that game.
On to other news now. A deadly storm system with relentless rain and fierce winds hammered parts of the Midwest and South over the weekend, and this could lead to more flooding this week as well. Parts of Kentucky and Tennessee were under a tornado watch until early Sunday morning, and several people in Kentucky were killed as a result of the severe storms. Parts of the state were also with the massive flooding, which emergency officials say will continue throughout this week.
And a tornado in northeast Arkansas was caught on camera. The twister touched down near 2 different motels in Osceola on Saturday. Surveillance cameras at one of those motels were rolling at the time, showing the force of the winds as it hurled debris through the air. Now, those hotels were destroyed, but only 1 injury had been reported. On Sunday, the National Weather Service assessed the damage, confirmed it was an F1 tornado.
Not a lot of good news today, is there?
No, there's not a lot of good news, but the Parkland hockey team, that is my favorite story of the morning so far.
That's an amazing twist there.
It is, and it's good. You see a lot of times when it comes to tragedy, when you find that focus, and in that case, those athletes focusing on hockey kind of gets them distracted a little bit and lets them focus some positive attention.
Yeah, that's great twist there. Still ahead, first alert traffic, John Scalzi's forecast for the week, and the answer to longevity may be in your mug or in your glass.
Interesting new research when we come back.
50 degrees right now in Washington, D.C. There it is, a beautiful shot of the rotunda at 6:10 a.m. We'll have John's local forecast, which you might like, next on Good Morning Suncoast.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Gorgeous viewer photos sent in. Today's photo, this is from Benderson Park over the weekend. Lynn sent this one in. Gorgeous for the Invitational Regatta. Absolutely beautiful weather. And another one at Siesta, the Drum Circle. Lynn sent this one in. Beautiful evening last night as well along the coastline. And my little moment of zen from Arthur Conforte. The Gulf waters out there. Absolutely beautiful with the setting sun. Nice shots. Good way to start a morning. Temperatures out there very pleasant, coming in near the 70-degree mark everywhere. 67 Sarasota, Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 68. Mayaca comes in a little warmer at 67, 69 degrees in Inglewood, 68 degrees in Venice, and 70 degrees at Longboat Key. As we progress through the morning, you may notice a little bit of extra humidity in the air. Dew points are still in the mid-60s. Temperature's a little cooler, though, so temperature and dew point pretty close together. We're looking for a southeast wind to continue today, and that southeast wind may help to increase the humidity just a bit. In fact, it'll probably even start to turn a little bit more to the southwest. We'll discuss that in a second. 9 a.m. temperature comes in at about 74, 79 degrees by 12 noon, and then by 3 p.m., 83 degrees. Another day spent in the 80s here on the Suncoast. As I mentioned, February will be an all-time record warm month. No doubt about it. Just absolutely shattering the old record, I think. set in the 30s. 83 degrees coming in at 7 p.m. We have across the deep south an area of storminess, rain showers, and maybe even some stronger storms as well, kind of closing in on Atlanta a little bit later in the afternoon. But all in all, there's so far no airport delays at any of our major airport hubs that serve the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport. So things look pretty good for us in terms of travel this morning. There were a few scattered showers around last night in interior sections, and there may be again this afternoon, but I think along the coastline we should stay dry. Winds generally coming out of the southeast, switch a little bit more to the south as we head into the afternoon. May pick up an isolated shower or two in inland areas as we head into the lunchtime hours and thereafter in the afternoon. Temperatures will be close to the 80-degree mark by lunch with an onshore wind beginning to develop, southwesterly wind. A little bit of fog forming during the overnight, and we could have some fog issues along the coast tomorrow morning. Certainly not out of the question. And then as we head into the afternoon, I think everything will clear out pretty nicely, and it'll be another kind of beautiful day tomorrow, although there'll be a little extra cloud cover around and maybe a chance of some showers caused by a frontal boundary. The frontal boundary itself actually stalls out just across North Florida, but as high pressure builds in back behind that, it kind of pushes that front south as a very ragged cold front that falls apart. That'll just help trigger off a chance at an extra shower or two around tomorrow afternoon. But no colder air with that particular front. Still warm, mostly dry, but then we will get another front that'll bring us a cooler weekend. You can see that dry air in place on the water vapor imagery as this tan contour. That means that the front that will be approaching tomorrow just doesn't have a lot to work with. So the best we'll be able to hope for is about a 20% chance of showers, if that. And then watch what happens in the extended range. Southeast wind comes in at about 10, switching to the southwest at about 10, 2-foot seas, light chop. And look at this extended range forecast. I think you're going to like it. Warm weather lovers, for the next couple of days, you'll be happy. Temperatures will be in the 80s with only slight chances of rain showers on Tuesday and Thursday, the 2 T days of the week. And then as we head into the weekend, watch what happens to the temperature. Drops into the mid-70s with overnight lows in the 50s. That's about, by the way, where it should be this time of year. Back to you.
All right, sounds good, John. Thanks for that. Let's take a look outside your first alert traffic out there this morning. Roads are looking pretty good about this time of the hour. Just a little bit of a slowdown right there on 301 and State Road 70. If you're heading into Sarasota County, some of those roads are actually looking pretty decent out there. Some backups that we're already starting to see on 41, just a little bit of congestion there past Bee Ridge. And then in South Sarasota County, those roads are actually looking very light with traffic this morning and congestion free. If you're heading a little farther south in there, start to see just a little bit of a backup on 41 as you pass through Venice. But other than that, your traffic is looking pretty good out there at 6:18 this morning.
Well, speaking of traffic, a self-driving car company is working on vehicles that prevent motion sickness. The Google spinoff called Waymo says it has technology that can do just that. The technology would choose routes without stop-and-go traffic and also reduce sudden acceleration and back-and-forth swaying of the vehicle. Oh. The self-driving cars would also tell sensitive passengers which seats best minimize motion sickness. Waymo plans to launch a public self-driving service in Arizona later on this year.
And new this morning, Applebee's and IHOP plan to close up to 120 locations this year. According to a report from Business Insider, Applebee's is closing between 60 and 80 locations, and IHOP is closing between 30 and 40. Executives say that Applebee's is struggling to win over millennials. But despite those closures, both Applebee's and IHOP still have plans to open new locations in 2018. And the key to living longer might be as simple as a drink in your hand. Now, the secret, coffee and alcohol. Researchers, this is a good story, right? Examine the lifestyles of people 90 years old and older, and they found that men who drink 2 glasses of beer or wine a day and women who drank a glass a day showed a decrease in chances for premature death by 18%. Now, 2 cups of Joe a day decrease the chance of premature death by 10%. And get this, the study also found that people who were overweight in their 70s lived longer than those at normal height or underweight.
You know, there are so many studies out there. Pick one that works for you.
I was just going to say, can we just choose the one that we like? And can someone please create some caffeinated wine, and then maybe you can just have the best of both of those words, right?
The new study says a lack of sleep is good for you.
All right, we're going to take that study
choose
as
that
well,
one.
too.
Yeah. Still had one of the hottest holiday gifts from last season. might be too hot.
That's right. A warning about those new Instant Pots. We'll have it for you after this.
Here's a shot of the Rosemary District, a pretty sunrise just beginning there, a little sliver out there in the horizon. We'll watch that one and have John's forecast on the way right here on Good Morning Suncoast.
Thousands of award-winning Honda SUVs are on sale from $189 a month during the Honda President's Day sales event. You've got to see these SUVs. Get a surprisingly spacious 2018 HR-V, $189 a month, or step up to Pilot for $289 a month with available seating for 8. Plus, we have Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, the 2018 CR-V, and Ridgeline, a Car and Driver's 10 Best, all on sale for up to $38.05 less than the competition at your local Honda dealer.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Oh, pretty shot there.
It's gorgeous out there today.
Looking from Brooklyn toward
beautiful.
southern Manhattan there. Pretty shot there over the river. East River. New York City at 6:23 on your Monday morning.
Well, on a night that often celebrates young, fresh-faced stars, this year the Academy Awards is recognizing older women in the top acting categories. The average age of the nominees for Best Supporting Actress this year is 55 years old. I love this. The youngest, Octavia Spencer, 45 years old. Some are calling this year the start of a shift thanks to better roles and more options for older actresses.
20 years ago, we were pretty washed up by this stage in our lives. So that's not the case now. We've proven, and these actresses and so many more are proving, that we are potent and powerful and viable.
Good words out there. As for the Best Actress category, 3 of the 5 nominees are over 40. Nominee Meryl Streep is 68, and the odds-on favorite to win that category, Frances McDormand, she is 60 years old. And just a reminder, you can watch the Oscars right here on ABC7 this Sunday night, March 4th. I'll be live tweeting during the show as well, so let's talk back and forth. Plus, you're going to hear from the nominees themselves this week right here on Good Morning Suncoast. And a new warning this morning about the Instant Pot that we want to tell you about. One of the most popular gifts last holiday season. Some owners are now reporting that their devices have melted.
ABC's Gio Benitez has information on how to check if your model is at risk.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it was one of the most talked about brands of the holiday season.
It's called the Instant Pot.
It does slow cooking, it does pressure cooking, it even makes rice.
It blows everybody else away. It's Instant Pot. Everybody's using it.
One woman even crediting her Instant Pot with helping her lose 80 pounds.
It makes cooking healthy food fast.
But this morning, some units of one model of Instant Pot have not only been cooking,
I first noticed the separation in the front,
but also melting. This is what mother of three Vanessa LeClaire says she discovered on her Instant Pot multi-cooker just 2 weeks ago. The bottom melted, the wires scorched.
I was scared. I'm glad I found it before I tried to use it again.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you how to check if your model is at risk. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
I found out the hard way. Not all washes take care of intimate odor. Now I know better.
Vagisil Odor Block Wash helps stop odor before it starts for 24 hours of odor protection. So get more from your wash. Get all-day freshness. Vagisil.
Come on, Duck! You can do it, Duck! Hurry up, Duck!
You can do it, Duck. IAMS helps keep your dog healthy at every stage, so you can always look forward to what's next.
Packed with flavor, one hero was on a mission to save snack time. Watch Baby Bell in The Great Snack Rescue.
You want a piece of me? Good, I'm delicious.
Creamy, delicious, 100% real cheese. Mini Baby Bell.
Snack a little bigger.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt would leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long con.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you, too.
Head over to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota, where you'll always get better prices and a bigger selection, like the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wrangler JLs in stock now. Or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $18,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
People were very upbeat and very relieved to see each other like you hadn't seen them in years. And it's felt like it's been years since I've seen them.
Coming up this morning on Good Morning Suncoast.
Students and faculty return on Wednesday to Stoneman Douglas 2 weeks to the day after that deadly shooting massacre.
This gate to Cardinal Moody Catholic High School will remain locked to students after a threat surfaced online. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Good morning to you. It is 6:30 on this Monday morning. Welcome. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
Yeah, I'm Ray Collins. Weekend is now officially over. Nice weekend on the area.
I know. It was gorgeous, beautiful day yesterday.
Pretty day. February 26th. Good morning, John Scalzi.
Good morning to you. Yep, spent a lot of time outdoors yesterday. It was so beautiful. And the next couple of days promise to be pretty nice as well, though we do have a chance at a little bit of a sprinkle from time to time over the course of the next 24 hours. Right now, everything is quiet on radar, so there's no issues this morning with your morning commute. 10 out of 10 chance of an outside recess today. Absolutely no problems with that, for sure. And all the airport hubs serving the Sarasota International Airport are just fine. There are no airport delays being reported. Green everywhere. As far as our planner goes, look for temperatures to steadily rise into the 70s by 9 a.m. by 12 noon, close to the 80-degree mark. And we'll top it out today. Another warm one in the 80s, coming in around 83 degrees or so. But later on down the road, by the end of the week, shave 10 degrees off that daytime high temperature. Some much cooler air coming our way. We'll talk about that in a few. Back to you.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. 301 northbound showing some early congestion there on either side of State Road 70. Otherwise, relatively clear so far. Checking the upper half of Sarasota County. A little blip there on 41 southbound as you pass by Bee Ridge Road. We've got a live camera there. We'll see what's going on in a moment. But first, checking our final map to the south. All clear for the most part at 6:32. And here is that, as promised, shot of the area. Seems to be going okay right now.
That's right. Looking pretty smooth out there so far. The intersection's running smooth. Be careful out there this morning as well with those red light cameras.
There are red light
I've
cameras.
gotten hit by those too.
Yes.
too.
6:32 on your Monday morning.
Well, this morning, another school threat has local students staying home.
This one happened at Cardinal Mooney High School on Fruitville Road. Marla Spence is there by the campus outside the gate. Marla, what's the latest out there?
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, this gate to Cardinal Mooney Catholic High School will remain closed for students this morning after a threat surfaced online and on a social media app called Snapchat by a student threatening to shoot up a school. Now, a parent reached out to ABC7 last night alerting us that the school would be closed this morning. Now, that message came by email from the superintendent of Catholic schools through the Diocese of Venice, and that email stated that the school would be closed and all after-school activities would also be canceled. And that email came in about 10:45 last night. In that email, it also stated that the situation right here at Cardinal Mooney would be evaluated, and more information regarding the opening of the school tomorrow will also be provided. Now, so far, what we know is that this school usually opens up about 7:30 each morning, and right now, a little after 6:30, we haven't seen anyone here on campus. So we are continuing to work on the latest to see what exactly happened as far as what caused that social media threat to occur and who exactly is that student and when classes will resume right here at Cardinal Mooney. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla, and we will keep you guys up to date on that story. Looking ahead this week, the Venice City Council will discuss adding more school resource officers. They're planning to add a full-time resource officer at Venice High and Venice Elementary with a floater that could cover both of the schools. Now, tomorrow, the mayor there is expected to ask the council to fund the position immediately and talk to the county and state to see if any reimbursement or cost sharing is possible. The city currently provides 2 Venice police officers for the high school under an annual agreement with the school district.
Students at Stoneman Douglas High School returned to class this Wednesday, 2 weeks to the day After that deadly shooting massacre yesterday, some students and staff went back to retrieve belongings left scattered around the campus. And now, as CNN's John Lawrence tells us, gun control is the big topic in Tallahassee.
Students returned to the scene of the crime on Sunday, picking up items they dropped in a panic during the shooting rampage on February 14th.
I felt happy to be back, to be around everybody that was there, to know that everybody was safe. It was uplifting. I felt better.
The open house helped ease some of the tensions that have been brewing since the terrifying day when 17 people were killed and others were injured.
People were very upbeat and very relieved to see each other like you hadn't seen them in years. And it's felt like it's been years since I've seen them. Teachers and staff members returned to work Monday and Tuesday. Students are back in class on Wednesday. As they try to return to some sort of normalcy, Florida Governor Rick Scott called for an investigation into how authorities responded to the incident.
I want to do everything I can in my job right now to make sure this doesn't happen again.
As officials look for answers, there are calls to suspend or remove Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel.
I'd be supportive of the sheriff stepping aside so we can get an objective analysis of all the facts.
Israel, however, says he has no plans to step down.
At this point, we have no reason to believe that anyone acted incorrectly or correctly. That's what an investigation is.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
We're now hearing that one of the warning calls the sheriff's office received 3 months ago was about accused shooter Nicholas Cruz, and the warning was he's a school shooter in the making.
Now, as the Parkland community tries to return to normal, one Bradenton business is lending a helping hand. Employees with 1,000 Degrees Pizzeria in Bradenton donated 100% of their tips and 20% of the store's profits yesterday to the Stoneman Douglas High School Victims Fund. Now, we spoke with the store's owner on what sparked that decision to help.
And we just thought that as a community we could probably help them. We cannot do it alone, so we decided to do a fundraiser and help them out. And I saw that they were raising money, so we just came up like about 5 days ago to let's do something. We were expecting big, but whatever we could do, basically as a team, we could do something big.
And the owner says that with the success of that fundraiser, they hope to participate in similar fundraisers for other local nonprofits. And for the latest on this story, breaking news, plus your up-to-the-minute first alert forecast and traffic, just head on over to the app. You can find it under WWSB or My Suncoast.
Tonight, you can meet the 4 candidates hoping to be Northport's next police chief. The current chief, Kevin Vespia, will retire at the end of March. The 4 candidates will be at a meet and greet today at 5:30 p.m. in Commission Chambers. The finalists will go through a series of interviews, and Northport's city manager will make the final decision. 3 of the 4 finalists are currently employed in Florida.
And the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting in Bradenton. Deputies were called to 6th Street Court East around 4:30 yesterday morning. They found a man who says he was shot during a confrontation with another man. Now, that victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover. Anyone who has information on this case is asked to contact Manatee County Crime Stoppers at the number listed right there on your screen.
There's a new concern in Northport about Legionnaire's disease. Yeah, the county health department says several cases have been reported in the Island Walk community in the West Villages. The Department of Health has closed a spa and pool and is investigating other possible sources of transmission. Legionnaire's disease is a type of pneumonia that is contracted by inhaling microscopic water droplets containing the bacteria. Outbreaks have been linked to a range of sources like hot tubs, mist machines, pools, and cooling towers in air conditioning systems. Legionnaire's disease usually develops 2 to 10 days after exposure. Symptoms to look out for include headache, muscle pain, chills, and fever.
Well, Manatee County Fire Rescue is now using drones to check out hazmat situations. Here's some video from a drill hosted by Southern Manatee Fire Rescue. Now, the aerial thermal imaging, the zoom, and regular cameras will determine the type of hazard in that case. It can also help determine if nearby areas should evacuate, evaluate if the roads should actually be closed, and use the cameras to be able to look for other victims. Information from the drones can help teams know how to properly respond and safely respond without putting other crews in danger.
For us to be able to get in within just a few minutes and identify what kind of hazard this is, whether it's something that's going to blow up or whether it's something that's going to poison people, it tells us which direction to take the incident.
Now, crews successfully used that technology last year while responding to the 5-alarm fire at Callahan Tires.
A very important use of that technology.
It is. It was very interesting to see all the different ways they're now using drones in law enforcement and search and rescue. Very good thing.
Yeah.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in Suncoast First Alert traffic and weather. And is your monthly rent negotiable?
It may be. We've got some tips when we come back. 6:40 right now. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, March 3rd. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're going to be watching some changes coming up in the weather over the course of the next 24 hours that'll be quite pleasant, I think, for a lot of folks. We have a temperature currently at 67 degrees across the region, 70 at Longboat Key, 68 degrees in Venice, 68 in Inglewood. The dew point values are coming in at 65 degrees with a temperature of 67. That gives us a relative humidity at about 93%. So it's kind of steamy out there. Excuse me, southeast wind coming in at about 6. We'll be switching more to the southwest with time, and that could promote a little bit of fog around tomorrow morning. We'll watch for that. Also, an increase in humidity, the moisture kind of pooling across the Suncoast as we head into tomorrow could trigger off a scattered shower in the afternoon. But I think over the next 24 hours, everything should be just fine. By 9 o'clock this morning, 74, near 80 by noon, 83 degrees by 3 p.m. Again, another 80-degree day here on the Suncoast with little in the way of any kind of a rain chance for us today. Inland regions, Hardee, DeSoto counties may see a little bit of light rainfall later on this afternoon, and then we'll finish it off with temperatures in the 70s during the evening. As far as the rain showers go, there's some in the deep south. This is part of a frontal boundary, and that frontal boundary is going to help trigger off a shower perhaps tomorrow. But for today, it'll be like it was last night. The best chance of rainfall will be mostly in inland areas. Watch this temperature trend. These are the lows anticipated over the next few days. They stay warm, they stay mild about where they are right now, but watch what happens on Friday. They plummet, actually. And we could have some low temperatures Saturday morning that perhaps get pretty close to the 50-degree mark, and maybe in inland areas, some temperatures in the upper 40s. Big changes coming up for the weekend. Today, we'll watch those temperatures kind of climb to near the 80-degree mark as we head into the lunchtime hour. Maybe an isolated shower or two in inland areas, but basically another beautiful day, typical of what we have had over the last week, with maybe temperatures just a little bit cooler as we head into midnight. We may start to see a little bit of fog forming across the region. A frontal boundary to the north triggering off showers around the Atlanta area a little bit later on today, perhaps some of them even stronger. A high-pressure ridge building in behind a frontal boundary, which basically stalls out today over North Florida and then gets pushed a little bit further to the south and kind of falls apart. As that happens, we'll trigger off a shower or two tomorrow perhaps, but it doesn't really bring us any cooler air. We stay dry, we stay warm until the weekend, when another front comes our way and does cool us off. And you know what? We do have 2 days this week with little teeny chances of showers, and that's great. We could really use the rainfall around here for the entire winter season. We're down about 2.5 inches, and drought is starting to build in some locations around the Big Bend region, stretching into the Panhandle. Tallahassee area are now in a moderate drought situation up there. And we have some abnormally dry spots being reported around Orlando and down in the southern tip of the state. Now, with those kind of values, we'd like to see some rainfall before we move into the fire season, the wildfire season coming up here in spring. So hopefully we'll pick up a little bit of rainfall around here. Right now, locally, we're doing okay in terms of any kind of droughts building. We're looking at a wind that'll be switching to the southwest with time today, coming in at about 10 knots. You get a light chop odors. Nice day on the water. 83 today. Nice day. Tomorrow, a chance at a shower, but it's a small one, only about 20%. 83 again. Warm again on Wednesday. Thursday, a stronger front approaches. We cloud up a little bit, work in a slight chance at a shower, and then colder air arrives on Friday. We drop our temperature down and stay with temperatures in the mid-70s as we head into a mostly sunny but breezy weekend. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Looking good. Let's check your first alert traffic out there this morning. We're starting to see some congestion if you're coming out or heading into Bradenton this morning. Definitely some tie-ups right there on 301 and on the bridges heading into town. But that really is about it. Not too many traffic blips going on out there today. Fruitville's starting to get a little congested. So is Bee Ridge right around that 75 interchange. Heading a little farther south in the area. Those areas are not looking too bad out there so far today. Starting to see mostly a free congestion-free traffic for you this morning as well. If you're heading farther south into Venice or South Venice area or even toward Port Charlotte, those roads are looking pretty good out there for you. So we're liking that on a Monday morning. Not too bad. And there's your live look. 41 and Bee Ridge Road, typically a very busy intersection as we've been watching throughout the morning. It is starting to pick up a little bit, so stay safe out there this morning.
Well, a tense landing in Portland, Oregon. A United flight lost a tire on takeoff from Newark, New Jersey. Emergency responders were standing by to assist with the landing. No problem. The plane landed without incident. After landing, the plane was towed back to a gate, and the incident did not impact any other flights.
Well, new this morning, the Weinstein's company board of directors say the company is expecting to file for bankruptcy protection. Movie mogul Harvey Weinstein co-founded that company back in 2005, but he was fired last October after being accused of sexual assault and harassment by a large number of women. The decision to file came after the board was unable to revive a deal that they had to sell the struggling studio.
Is there a link between a worker shortage and opioid abuse? Well, one economist says absolutely. This father and son you're about to see have been running a family business for decades, and even though the job market is booming, they are seeing a shortage of workers. And one economist says the percentage of Americans looking for work is the lowest it's been in 40 years, and he says it's connected to drug abuse.
If you look at the counties where more medication is being prescribed, we've seen a bigger drop in the labor force participation rate for both men and for women. And the increase in the prescription rate can account for between 20% and 25% of the decline.
And Kruger says the issue needs to be addressed in the labor market.
Today, survivors and others will gather at Ground Zero for a solemn tribute to victims of the first terror attack on the World Trade Center. Today marks the 25th anniversary of the 1993 bombing. 6 people were killed and more than 1,000 others were injured that day. Authorities convicted 6 suspects for their roles in the bombing. The 7th was never captured. The World Trade Center reopened slightly more than a month after that first bombing. And when it comes to a new car, a new house, sometime even your child's bedtime, they're all things that we know that we can negotiate. So when it comes to our monthly rent, why do we usually settle for the asking price?
Well, you always think about negotiating when you're going to buy a house, right? And it's this long-term purchase. But when you're thinking about renting, you see a price and you think it's set in stone. But the reality is that there's a price that's listed, but then there's the desire of a landlord to have all of those units filled. So really, you have the upper hand sometimes when you're looking for a place that you can rent.
And it is one of your biggest monthly expenses. Tonight at 6 o'clock on ABC 7, I'm going to show you a few surprising ways that you can negotiate a lower price on your rent.
Is this more like an individual homes or apartment complexes?
Everything, whether
Really?
it's whether you're renting a condo, an apartment, or a home, there's ideas for every different kind of rental and some things that you can offer that will lower that price.
All right, looking forward to that. All right. Up next, your day's local news headlines.
And a look at local traffic and John's first alert forecast one more time. We'll have that for you coming up after this.
Here's a peek at the 10th Street boat ramp and the Intercoastal and Longboat Key off in the distance. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Here are the stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
Your chance to meet the finalists for Northport's next police chief tonight. The 4 candidates will take part in a meet and greet at 5:30 p.m. at City Hall. Chief Kevin Vespia is retiring in about 4 weeks.
And the 90th Academy Awards are this week. We're going to have previews, the red carpet, interviews with the nominees themselves. And of course, that's going to be airing this Sunday night right here on ABC7.
No real issues right now in our first alert traffic. The usual delays on 301 and 70. Just take it slowly as you head out the door this morning. John?
So a beautiful day in store for you. Plenty of sunshine around. Temperatures climbing to the 80s this afternoon. Slight chance of an inland shower, but otherwise a very benign weather day. 4 out of 4 beach balls for your evening sunset walk this evening. I don't see any reason at all to pop one of those balloons today. We'll look for a wind that'll be light out of the southwest.
And you said it's going to cool down a little bit later in the week, so there's something for literally everybody this week.
I think so. I don't think there'll be anything to complain about this week weather-wise.
Liking all those words.
We'll leave you now with 2 different live shots from the Suncoast. First off, let's take a peek at the intersection of US 41 and Bee Ridge Road. Look at cars are actually moving.
Real close to our cameras.
Yeah, I saw that. That'll be slowing down in a matter of hours here, as that is one of the most congested intersections in all of the area, Bee Ridge and 41. And now here's a pretty shot from our tower camera high above our studio here in the Rosemary District.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Sunrise in the making.
It is. Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next.